Alright, welcome back to Kingdom Hearts.
So the secret of the save points. There are two different types of save point in this game. One of which lets you, one of which heals you and lets you save the game, and the other one lets you leave the planet.
They
And travel to
all
different
let
worlds.
you leave the planet. What?
Really?
What are you going on about?
I thought that was a thing. Kingdom
No,
Hearts
you
1.
get there. Okay, so there's save points that look like that, and save
Yeah?
points that look like the swirly thing we saw in the. Well, I don't think we saw it yet, but there's like swirly save points.
Oh.
Some will not allow you to leave the planet due
There
to
you
where
go.
you are and or
Yes.
what is happening in the story. It's not relegated specifically to the certain type of save point, though, I don't think.
Okay, I might be wrong, but let me do a quick wiki search because I have two free hands right now.
Yeah. And then, all save points heal you. That's where
Yes.
you're definitely wrong.
No, I was going to follow up on that and go. I was actually going to say the other one still saves you, but it doesn't let you leave.
Okay.
Okay.
I love when that happens.
Type A save points. Save points are divided into two types: Type A and Type B. Type A save points remain throughout the game regardless of how far the player has progressed in the storyline. In addition to the regular features of save points, some Type A save points also serve as a link between the gummy ship and the world currently being visited.
Yeah.
Meaning that once activated by touching them for the first time, one can teleport from the save point to the gummy ship and vice versa.
And
In
then
Kingdom
some
Hearts
are
2,
just there
these may be-
temporary.
Yeah, so these may become temporarily inaccessible because the storyline will have to be reactivated later.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I was kind of right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
But
you
I
were.
yeah, I was gonna say they both heal you,
Yeah.
but one of them has extra functionality, and is honestly by the second half of the game, the type that lets you leave the world becomes more frequent. Up until once you get to World of Darkness, however, which is that's what it's called.
The end of the world.
End of the world. That's such a good name for a world. And
It
yeah,
is.
End of Zawarudo. That world has mostly the Type Bs that don't, or the Type Bs that don't let you leave.
Yep.
Because story, and God, I love the atmosphere on that world.
If I win,
It's a good world. I also like the world that never was.
you win.
That's another really good name.
Huh?
I love
Deal?
how.
Winner gets to share a Paupu with Kyrie.
Okay, something that
Wait a minute.
this and a lot of anime nails is the childhood crush, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of American fiction kind of make it weird and uncomfortable because it's written from the perspective of adults.
Yeah.
But because in Japanese culture, a lot of adults, Japanese culture, romance is something that's less in the open. It's a lot more private, you know?
Yeah.
And which is why a lot of Japanese fiction and media nails the portrayal of like childhood crushes and that kind of innocent attraction you have to another person. And I think that's something that Kingdom Hearts nails in terms of Sora and Kairi and Riku and all that.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, our friend just joined our recording call, and he has not been able to talk to us for like a week because we've been recording constantly.
No one joined our recording call.
Name joined him and then left.
Oh, okay.
I should stop saying his name out loud. You could censor that and just say Beat Frosty joined and left. I'm not gonna edit it out of my Fallout LP, so screw it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
was
say
gonna
it.
say, you said it in Fallout, so no, I'm not editing that out.
Name has joined and left. But yeah, also we heard me talking about Japanese culture, and him and I disagree on that, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I guess it's more just a thing of like,
You're
know,
going
it's-
based on what you see in anime as opposed to what Japanese culture actually is.
I'm going based off of my understanding of how it works.
Based off
And,
of what
um,
you've seen in anime.
Not just anime,
Uh-huh.
different like reality shows and stuff. Like
Oh.
if you watch Terrace House, wow, Canadian, Terrace House on Netflix, which is a Japanese reality show. There is a
That's also going
somebody
to give
hold-
you a skewed viewpoint because of the fact that you're not going to tell a Japanese person that, hey, you should watch this reality TV show if you want to know about our culture.
But yeah, now we're getting to that Bible territory in which I say something about the Bible and someone tells me I read the wrong version. So fuck that.
Well, no,
So-
not at all, because you're going based off a
read the-
reality TV show, which is going to give you a skewed viewpoint because that's hammed up and fake most of the time,
Yeah,
unless you know
that's
for
true.
a fact that it's real.
Well,
I mean, then this is also the country that created
you
the whole
okay?
Masubi thing, where that was pretty real.
Sora,
Yeah.
What happened to that guy?
Let's take the raft and go.
But
Just the two of us.
But yeah, the whole cultural thing. The main thing is that the places that I go is they didn't have before Western influence, they didn't really have a word for "I love you." They didn't have a phrase in their language to represent that, you know.
But now I
So I love you in Japanese, I believe, translates roughly
What I
from
see.
the Japanese to the English to
I know I can
the
always
moon
go
is
back.
beautiful, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Right?
I believe that was brought up in Persona 3.
That's good.
But
More
yeah,
than likely.
like what the fuck am I supposed to do? Just watch videos on Nico Nico, learn Japanese, go to Japan myself?
Yes.
I just can't.
Yes,
That's unnecessary.
yes, you
That-
are.
that's really over the top to gain some sort of baseline understanding of a culture. I mean, if your media doesn't represent your culture, I believe your media has failed. And
So
that's
you
just
could
me,
say
though.
the same about American media.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that American media is very representative of us as a people. Now, if you watch only a certain genre, of course, you're going to get a weird, skewed representation. But if you consume a wide variety, you'll get close to something that's the truth, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I talk to people from different countries all the time, and they have certain expectations and beliefs based off the media that our country produces. And a lot of the times, their beliefs may be a bit exaggerated, but they're accurate, you know?
Fair.
Sorry, I'm just like, it's one of those situations of just like, I'm struggling to understand something, and I'm constantly told that I know nothing, and it's frustrating, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying
mean,
you know
it's-
nothing. I'm just saying your viewpoint's gonna get skewed based on the fact that if you're going based on knowing a culture
What could this
and
mean?
stating that you know a culture based on pop culture and media you consume,
Just have to trust the
to an
Yeah.
extent it works, but unless you experience first and foremost, which we haven't, I don't
Yep.
think you can really say you understand something.
Yeah, I could say I have a baseline understanding where I can just go,
Both of you.
I recognize certain things, and what you get honestly is stereotypes that you just have to whittle down slowly over
Careful
time.
now.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Because stereotypes are based on truth. You just need to
He will accompany you.
de-exaggerate certain things because media naturally exaggerates things.
Yeah.
Like, we know that ducks are greedy, but Donald Duck is a bit over the top, and we gotta whittle down that part of duck culture to really
We hope
understand
for your
it.
safe return.
No, I don't think so. I've watched, like, live footage of ducks. Ducks are assholes. Same with geese.
Well, it
Geese
seems
are
like
too.
It seems like duck media has failed then. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this article right here. This is from italki. I think this is a website used to, yeah, it's a website used to hire teachers. I could actually book a teacher right now for $15 an hour to learn Japanese.
Cool.
That's kind of cool, actually. But yeah, here we have Tsuki ga kirei. I'm sorry, Tsuki ga kirei desu ne, which is the moon is beautiful, isn't it? The phrase above doesn't literally mean the moon is beautiful, isn't it? In Japanese, it actually means I love you. When the novelist Soseki Natsume was an English teacher, one of his students translated the English phrase I love you as ware kimi o aisu. Soseki pointed out that Japanese people don't say aisu to love, and that the best translation would actually be Tsuki ga kirei desu ne, which is the moon is beautiful, isn't it? So it's the kind of language where words have a myriad of, or phrases and words have a myriad of meanings, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
I
ever,
know
do that? You ever do that? Like something we did was we actually input Sora, Riku, and Kairi into Google Translate, which of course isn't the best source, but it does give you a baseline understanding.
It's getting
And
honestly, Google
it's getting
Translate
it.
got a lot better.
Yeah,
Honest.
with machine learning and AI and shit, but like, I threw Kairi in there, and there's like 6 different meanings, you know?
Yeah.
One of which is just water, the other one is... You know what, actually, let me throw these in here.
Yeah.
Because I did this...
The three that we listed off, like, were too fucking close and hurt.
Okay, well, it translated it from Arabic. So let's translate that from... Here we go.
Mickey's kind of a narcissist.
Mickey is?
Yeah.
He's the king. It's kind of your job to be a narcissist. You got to be a cult of personality and ego for people to follow, you know?
Fair enough.
He's the fucking king.
I was just making that statement because of all the fucking Mickey head imagery.
So, Sora translates to sky. It also translates to emptiness.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Sora, Riku translates to land or shore.
Yep, makes sense.
And then Kairi was the one that made us go, oof.
Once we set sail.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. Kairi means separation, estrangement, and detachment.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sora, dinner's ready. Come on down. Sora?
And the parents will never see again.
Uh-huh. Goodbye, Sora's mother. You
I
will
feel
never
like they-
remember your child.
Yeah, I feel like they wrote that scene, or they created that character just for that scene to show that he had left the room.
More than
You know?
likely.
Riku's boat. And Kairi's.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
Also, there's a school in the Destiny Islands that, or there, it's on another island, one of the other Destiny Islands, because it's multiple islands, right?
The way it strikes me is it's just a big normal landmass, and then the island's just off in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, it's like a water world,
Yeah.
Where's Kairi?
and it's like a series of like islands, like Japan or Hawaii,
It's open.
where
What?
you can sail between
Door's
them to do
open,
different
Sora.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now we can go to the outside world.
And on Kairi's back is the map to dry land.
Kyrie's coming with
That
us.
movie's terrible.
Once
I
we
know.
step through, we might not be able to come back.
That guy who lives under in the oil rig under the ship, it lives in hell. He lives in
yeah.
constant agony. That poor guy.
We can't let fear stop us.
I think
I'm not afraid of the dark.
me
It
and
might
Arby
have
were
Kevin
talking.
Costner in it.
It did.
Yeah.
Me and Arby were talking about like characters that were given really, really brutal deaths despite not doing anything wrong, and I think he's one of them.
Yeah. I can agree.
Or like that lady who got comboed in Jurassic World. Where it's just like
Yeah.
it's knocked in the air, passed between several dinosaurs, and then ripped in half by 2 dinosaurs, and it's like, geez, why?
It was
What'd you do
unnecessary.
wrong?
It was cool, but unnecessary.
It was unnecessarily violent for a character who really didn't do anything wrong. She just didn't want to look after someone else's kids.
Yeah.
Poor lady. Sheesh. Pouring out for her, I guess.
I'm
Or when
glad
horse-
I'm glad the T-Rex scene in the first Jurassic Park still holds up.
Oh yeah, it does. Really good use of CGI and stuff.
Yep. One of the only few good uses at that time.
Well, Steven Spielberg was really good about how he used CG.
Yeah.
Also, there's certain Disney movies that used it really well, like
That's
Tarzan. Like how Tarzan used it was really good. I really enjoy how Tarzan uses its CG. You may not
Yeah.
remember it, but basically, whatever Tarzan was just moving with the trees and like doing his skating thing, you know,
Yeah.
Sora.
it really looked great because of the fact that he was moving on top of a CG background.
Yeah.
Gotta use that stuff subtly.
I worked with Aladdin in the Magic Carpet because honestly, I think it's CG, but honestly, you can't tell.
Well, yeah, we were watching it and we're like, there were several moments in Aladdin where we were like, is that CG? What the heck? You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Like the Cave of Wonders, that's
Mhm.
kind of obvious. Like that coming
Yeah.
out of the sand, you can tell.
But the thing about it is when I watched it as a little kid, I didn't remember it being CG. I just thought it was, animated like everything else.
That's because as a kid you don't really know and can
Mhm.
tell the difference. You're like,
Well, I thought the original Spider-Man looked great when I first watched it.
Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah, like whenever it's up close and showing the suit, which the suit looks magnificent.
Yeah.
But like whenever it's showing him like swinging, I remember my grandpa always told me it's like, well, I like the movie, but but whenever Spider-Man swings, it just looks like a cartoon. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Grandpa? And then I watched it recently, and I'm like, oh, he was seeing frame rate.
Yeah. Yep.
the frame rate on Spider-Man when he's swinging is really low, and I never noticed that before until I watched it again recently, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because my grandpa has no reason to be frame sensitive. He has no reason to see that kind of thing, because he doesn't really play games or edit videos at all.
Yep.
But he was able to see it, and I thought that was really impressive. Because there are a lot of people nowadays who can't even see that stuff.
Yeah. Playing video games definitely helps with that.
I mean, to be fair, the human eye can only...
Don't you fucking start with that. That's complete bullshit, and if you try to argue that that's valid, no. I will not talk to you.
Your friend from work said that to me, and I just went, nope. Nope.
I think he was kidding, though. I'm pretty sure he was kidding.
I didn't even entertain the argument. I'm just like, no, absolutely not. This cannot continue.
Yes, because our eyes see in camera shutters.
Our eyes see in frames. Ah.
That would be hellish.
Another moment I had, I was talking when I was hanging out in our D&D group in our DM, and I was talking about Mad Max.
What happens if What happens if the live stream of life loses frames? Is that what happens with like disease and shit?
Oh, what if you have input lag? That's what being tired feels like. When you're tired, it feels like you have input lag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired right now. I think I have tons of input lag. But another moment where I just went nope in the middle of a conversation and just noped out of the conversation when I was talking to the DM about Mad Max. Yeah. And he's like, you should watch Fist of the North Star. It's like Mad Max but better. And I went nope.
Yeah.
He's just like, but no. Because I love Fist of the North Star and I love Mad Max, but just because they have similar settings, they're very different things. And it's like, no, I like Mad Max because I like Mad Max, and I like Fist of the North Star because I like Fist of the North Star.
You like Lord of the Rings, you should read Berserk.
Oh. That was annoying, was seeing several anime YouTubers, like, trying to like I think Glass Reflection did it, where it's like, if you like Berserk, if you liked Game of Thrones, you should watch this, or if Game of Thrones disappointed you, you should watch this instead. And it has Daenerys Targaryen and the thumbnail right next to Griffith holding the bayonet, and I'm like, don't be that guy.
No. Like,
you can like things on their own without having to compare them to other things.
They're similar in aspects, but no. Like, with a shitload of nudity and sex.
It's like, oh, hey, it's like Berserk, Goblin Slayer and Claymore like Berserk, because it's got a ton of violence. It's really gory and it has nipples. And it's like...
Once you get past that, there's a really good story there that has nothing to do with nipples and violence. The nipples and violence are just there for the people that are basically children, and they're like, nipples and violence!
It's just part of the story. It's just part of the story. It's supposed to be horror. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, you know?
That too, yeah.
Like, I would say Devilman does that, where it's like, Devilman, I watch it and I'm like... I think Devilman has a dual purpose. It's the thing of like, man, I'm really uncomfortable right now, and this is making me uncomfortable, but I know it's not just there for that. I know someone's jacking off to this.
Yeah, probably. People are weird.
Like, someone somewhere is being a weirdo right now, and that's what makes... And it also makes me even more uncomfortable.
Was that weirdo you, Alex? Were you the one jacking off to...
Well, I was watching it in a house that was busy at the time, and people kept walking into the room like, what are you watching? And I'm like, Devilman. And they're like, okay. But like, it's part of it. It's like, much like a lightsaber in Star Wars, it's part of a bigger story. You're not there for the lightsaber, you know?
Unless you don't give a shit about Star Wars because it's bullshit now, then you're there for the lightsaber.
I mean, I watched Mandalorian and Clone Wars, and I wasn't there for the lightsabers. Actually, my favorite part in Clone Wars is when characters don't have their lightsabers and have to be creative.
Yeah, but those are the difference. Those are well written.
Such as using a door to behead somebody.
Yeah.
God, that show is so violent. Did you watch that compilation Al posted?
No, because I plan on watching that.
There's a clip of a character who commits suicide.
Can we hold that for the next episode? The end
yes,
of this
next
part.
you get to know the secret of suicide.